Good morning. The purpose of this video is to give you directions for the first practice block for teaching you multi-view drawings, which is an engineering type of drawing. This is called an isometric or multi-view graph paper. You can see it's got 3/4 of it is regular graph paper, and then the upper quadrant is this weird type of graph paper. Basically, the purpose of this type of drawing is for one engineer to tell another engineer how to make a part. And so what we do is we will put the front view here. We're going to put the top view here, and we'll put a side view here. Now, this first block is pretty basic and really doesn't have that many views, but we're going to, just for the sake of practice, do this anyways. So what you want to do is measure your block, and this is about 8.8 centimeters. So we'll go 8.8 centimeters on here, which is about to right here. Draw a line. So we're just going to call this the front. And I want to show the next person who's making this block exactly how big this block is so they can make one too. 3.3. And actually, for the sake of time, I'm going to just trace around the block. Alright, and so we would label this as 3.3 centimeters, and this was 8.8 centimeters, like that. And now somebody knows how big to make the front of it. The top, well, for this block, the top is basically the same. And you may be asking yourself, you probably aren't asking yourself, but you may encounter a situation where you have a block or a widget that's too big to trace around on the paper. And I know that this is going to be the same because it's just a block. And then the side could be this right here. And the trick to this is, which I didn't really do right, is these are supposed to be lined up. So I've got to do this over. This is wrong. This should line up exactly with that. That's important. That way we know that these dimensions are the same. And then this should slide over here. So that's exactly lined up with that. With the front, the side and the front should be exactly lined up. And then we can just measure or draw around the part, depending on what works. And I'm pretty sure this is still going to be 3.3. So the thing about having it lined up is I don't have to label this as 3.3. And I don't actually have to label this up here as 8.8 because 8.8 works all the way up. 3.3, this is 3.3. This 3.3 carries over to this side. Okay, so for the last part, this is called an isometric view. And what we want to do is show what the block looks like in 3 dimensions for the person. So I would just drop a perpendicular. Now this part isn't to scale. And then what you want to do is find the face. So we're trying to draw this view right here. So we can draw, the main rule is never, if you're drawing straight lines, never leave the graph paper. So that's the front. Right, you can see how the front just popped out, and then I drop straight back. I drop straight back. And now I've got the top. And then I drop straight back. And now I've got three-dimensional view of that block. So this is the first block to practice. It's just a practice so you can learn how to do it. Thank you.